Sisters, are you pricing yourself out of the marriage marketplace? I'm going to play this video for you. Man, you guys are killing me on Instagram with these videos. I'm going to play this video for you and I'm going to read it caption by caption. I'm going to break down exactly what this sister is saying and why she's saying it. So I've muted it. The title immediately: Why I'm Not Afraid of Dying Alone, by an unmarried 24-year-old brown girl. Let me tell you something. I've said this in my previous videos in the past. Whenever you see a woman making a video like this, it's precisely because she fears that which she's telling the world she doesn't fear. Or she is experiencing the opposite emotion to what she's telling the world. And because she's feeling that emotion, she feels the need to overcompensate and tell the world the opposite. If you're genuinely happy, you don't feel the need to walk out and tell people, hey guys, I'm happy. Don't make no sense. It's only people who are struggling with depression or struggling with, some type of sadness, some type of struggle, who feel the need to tell the world that they're happy. That's exactly what's going on here right now. This sister is 24 years old. She knows she's about to reach that dangerous age of 25, which is a real turning point in the Muslim community. If you hit 25 as a Muslim girl in the Muslim community, you know you're in big trouble. You know it. You're in murky waters. Why? Because now you are in direct competition with the conveyor belt of new sisters who are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, younger than you, more agreeable than you, longer fertile life than you, on and on. Things that men value the most, not your education. I'm going to get to that. But without digressing too much, remember, when you see a girl, Muslim or not, taking a video like this, it's precisely because she is experiencing that fear. Let's carry on. I've muted the music, by the way. Right, so why is she not scared of dying alone? Let's find out. I've worked so hard on myself, I will only be in a relationship with someone who has put in the same amount of work on themselves. So, if I was speaking to this sister, I'd have a question for her. Is it? You worked hard on yourself. Okay. What have you done? What have you done? Are you more agreeable now? Are you in great shape? Have you memorized the Quran? Do you know how to be submissive? Do you know the rights of the husband over the wife? What does work on yourself mean? Because I am almost 100% certain what you mean by this is that you've gone to university, you've gotten a degree, possibly a master's, you might even be in some type of high-flying career of some sort. I don't know. I'm just conjecturing right now. And as a result of that, you feel that you're entitled to this man up here. So I've got some harsh news to break to you, my sister. You are average looking. This is a very important start point. With respect to you, you are average looking. Therefore, you are going to pass the eyeball test of an average number of men. Not above average, an average number. And this is very important for you to understand. Men are visual creatures. If you don't pass our eyeball test, it's very difficult for us to look at the other things that you possess. Whether it's your deen, your character, don't get me wrong, your deen and character can overcompensate for a deficiency in looks. It can overcompensate for that. I am not ruling that out entirely. I am simply saying men are visual creatures. You must pass the eyeball test. And if you are average looking, you are going to pass the eyeball test to an average number of men, not above average. Now, where feminism has gone wrong, and where our sisters have gone wrong on this feminist hype train, is that feminism has told women men and women are blank slate equals. Therefore, what what men are valued for, women should also be valued for. If a man has a career and other men and women respect him for that, well, it just makes sense that if a woman has a career and she's successful in that, then lots of other men and women should respect and desire her for that as well. It doesn't work like that. How many times, especially in the South Asian community now, I know a lot of my audience are South Asians, how many times has your doctor friend, after spending 10 years in Romania or in Bulgaria, wherever he studied his medical degree, medicine degree, comes back to the UK, starts working in a practice, and marries a girl from back home from the village? How many times have you seen that? Countless times. I am sure you watching right now know somebody who has got his doctor's degree and then he married a simple village girl from back home. Why? Think. Why didn't he marry the doctor girl from university that was with him? Why not? Because men are looking for different things in a woman, primarily, than what women are looking for in a man. You ladies value a man with a career who's successful and intelligent and so on. We value different things. We value youth. We value beauty. We value fertility. We value your femininity, your agreeableness. How nice are you? Are you nice? Typically, girls who go to university are not nice because it is the cesspit of warped narratives are born in universities, and they are first spread like a contagion in universities. And no worse narratives are spread than those feminist narratives that are being pushed or peddled through these universities. And who suffers the effects of it? Well, everyone, but primarily in this instance here we're talking about women, and then their warped ideas of what a man should value in them. So, my sister, I don't know you. I have no idea who you are. But this video that you have taken so far indicates to me that you are harboring some of these narratives. That a man should value you for the things that you value him in. And it doesn't work like that. I've already told you. Not only are you average looking in your looks, but now you're getting towards a dangerous age. So in terms of the eyeball test, you'll pass through an average number of men. But in terms of your age, which is your greatest asset, it is your greatest asset after your deen and so on and so forth. And again, it's not for me to guess here, but if your deen was on point, you wouldn't be out here on TikTok making these stupid type of videos. So, not to judge. Hopefully you pray and so on and so forth. I'm just saying, I cannot imagine a sister Hafid al-Quran, mathalan, for example, practicing righteousness and so on, taking a video like this. The two don't go hand in hand. So, I'm just making a guess here. But now you're reaching an age that you are literally aging out of the marriage marketplace. And you know, you're from the South Asian community. I have plenty of experience with the South Asian community. You know, my kids are the core South Asian. You know, you are aging out. And you are scared. It's an existential fear of yours. And you should be. Because you don't want to settle. No, sister. You are not settling. You don't qualify for that type of man that you think you qualify for. If you qualified for him, you'd be with him. Let me say that again. If you qualified for him, you would be with him. I love it when sisters tell me, oh, but I have plenty of men who want to marry me. Is it? Nice. And how many of those men are men that you want to marry? How many of the men who want to marry you are men that you want to marry? If the men that you want to marry are not coming to you, are not approaching you, are not interested in you, that's an indication, my dear sister, that you don't qualify. Take the hint. Wake up and smell the coffee. Right, we're carrying on here. Again, it's still on mute. I treat myself well. I hold myself accountable. I give myself the love I would give to my partner. How would you know? You've never been in a relationship. Or have you? Like, you see how people ooze things without even realizing, like reveal things without even realizing. So unless I can find someone who can do that and more, I love that part. Let's just focus on that for a moment. This is a great revelation of hypergamy in disguise here. I want someone who can do everything I do and more. Remember that. Men don't operate the same. Men will never say, I want someone who can do everything I can do and more. No. Women do. Why? Because they're the vulnerable species. They're the vulnerable species. And you can't do thousands of years of human evolution. Not evolution, human history. You can't undo that. You can't undo that. It's there. It is what it is. So whenever a woman says to you, I want all of that and more, just understand. Just chuckle to yourself in your mind. Oh, strong and independent, are you? Strong and independent. If you were strong and independent, you wouldn't need the and more bit. That's why I'm chuckling. But it's natural. It's normal. You should want and more because you are the vulnerable species. I'm perfectly, this is the best bit. And I'm perfectly content being on my own. Okay. You're content being on your own. All right then. Stay alone. And then witness your younger cousins growing up and getting married. And your younger sister growing up and getting married. And whoever else comes after that, growing up and getting married. Women don't get satisfaction out of anything as they do from raising a family. I'll repeat that again. Women do not get the same satisfaction out of anything else that they do as they do when raising a family. Men are designed to go out and build and create empires and so on. That's what gives us primary satisfaction. Women take primary satisfaction from nesting, being in the home. But this is what feminism will tell you. Hence why I did a whole video on that article the other day by, here I go again, I'm about to butcher the bank's name. I don't remember which bank it was. Was it JP Morgan? Was it Morgan Stanley? Al-Muhim, who are predicting, banks, they predict what future economic trends will be. And they are predicting that by 2030, 45% of all women between the ages of 25 to 44 will be single and childless. Why do banks want to know this type of information? Because they want to know, where should we put our money with regards to investing? If we are going to have half the female population of prime working age, single and childless, well, that means it wouldn't make sense to put our money in nurseries, to invest our money in schools, to invest our money in childcare. That don't make sense. It does make sense to invest our money in cat food, to invest our money in boxed wine for the non-Muslims. That's where it makes sense to put our money. You want to become a statistic, sister? Please, by all means do. But what's funniest is that women today are the most liberated. More liberated than ever, apparently, supposedly. And yet, more women today are suffering from depression and are on some type of psych medication today than they have ever been. Today, at least 1 in 4 women are on some type of antidepressant or psych medication. I thought you were liberated. And you, my dear sister, are about to become a statistic. Stop saying you won't settle. You don't qualify. Let's carry on. I hear the dancing. You see the dancing? I'm so happy. Oh, you see, I'm so happy, guys. And then other girls see these types of videos on the internet and they are fooled by the lies. They are fooled. Oh, look, she's so happy. I've seen her on TikTok. She's so happy. She's single. She's not getting married. She's not selling. And she's happy. You can have it all. Wow. Santa's real. You can have it all. No, you can't. No, she's not happy. No, girls like her, sisters like her, are not happy. They are terrified. They are terrified. Absolutely terrified of the inevitable future of what will happen if they don't couple up quickly. I believe in God. I believe in His divine timing. I ask Him to only allow me to be with someone who loves Him. Well, a moment ago you said you just want to be with someone that you're not, you will only be with someone who brings as much as you do and more, and you're not willing to settle. I know plenty of men who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is that your only requirement? Allahu Akbar. This is amazing. I ask him to only allow me to be with someone who loves him. Well, great. But this is the cognitive dissonance. No, you don't. You want someone who has that and. And this makes a good segue for me to bring in this chart that someone sent me on Instagram. Shout out to you, Farouk. You sent me this on Instagram. Let's bring it up real quick. So this is a chart taken from OkCupid, I believe it was, which is a non-Muslim dating website. But again, we can safely assume that the attraction factors, or what women find desirable in men and what men find desirable in women, is universal. It's not a Muslim thing. Yeah, when people say, oh, what is the Muslim equivalent? If I said to you that smoking kills, which it does, do I now need to bring you a study that was done just on Muslims to prove that smoking kills? No, you would accept it right off the rip. Well, accept this as well, because it's the same thing, it's human nature. And this is extracted from OkCupid's.com website of how men and women interact and what percentage of the opposite sex they find attractive. So up here, you can see that this is the men. What percentage of men find women attractive? Only 6% of men found women on that dating app the least attractive. But most of them are in and around this mid-range here, right? So most women were attractive to most men. Why? Because men are simple. Men are looking for simple, basic things. Do you look good? Do you pass the eyeball test? You know what? I say, are you young and so on? So many men will accept older women. This is the truth. God's honest truth. Because they're like, you know what? I need halal right now, man. I just need to do my thing in halal. Is she nice? That's about it. So this age thing as well, I'm telling you, that's like a preference, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker for a lot of men. For a lot of men. Nevertheless, you are still aging yourself out for the men that you want, to the sisters watching. Because those younger sisters, they don't want just any man. But you're going to end up with just any man if you continue aging yourself up. We digress. You can see that it's quite obvious most women are attractive to most men. Let's have a look here. How do women rate men? As you can see, most women find most men unattractive. You're not settling, my sister. You just have an unrealistic expectation of what a man can and should be. I'm sure there are men in the world who exist who meet your criteria times infinitum. I'm sure they do. But then it's funny because I remember watching one reality TV program. It was the Love at First Sight Australia, I believe it was, or Married at First Sight. My apologies, Married at First Sight Australia. And the woman said, he ticks all my boxes, everything I ever wanted from a man, and yet I'm still not attracted to him. Oh, I wonder why that is. Because you fundamentally don't know what you want. You don't know what you want, and you definitely don't know what's best for you. That's why I tell you, gentlemen, stop asking women what do they want. Stop asking them what makes them happy. They don't know. I'm not being condescending. I'm not being rude. For the most part, they don't know. And oftentimes, what makes them attracted to a man is inextricably tied to what might initially make them upset, or things that they wouldn't necessarily be too happy about in the first place. But it makes them attracted to him. It makes them love him. It makes them want to chase after him. And I don't like to use the word chase because I know that can be taken out of context. Oh, that's a toxic thing. I'm just saying that's what keeps you attracted to a man. So as you can see in this chart here, most women find most men unattractive. We've got 0% of men who met the criteria of most attractive. 0% of men qualified. Sisters, you're going to have to start asking yourself, are men the problem or are you the problem? Right, so let's carry on with this video. I ask him so I believe in God, I believe in his divine timing. I ask him only to allow me to be with someone who loves him. And if I'm meant to, then guide me to the right person. Yes, Habibti, but you need to be putting in the work as well. Yeah, it's like saying, I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If he wants to make me a millionaire, he will make me. Meanwhile, I'm going to sit here and play Fortnite all day long. If you are not putting in the work to find that which you want, it's not going to just turn up like that. It don't work like that. Oh, okay. And just to finish off, I'd rather be single than to settle. I don't know what to tell you guys, man. You guys kill me. I hope you guys copy and paste this video, share this video with this sister. Hello, Shefa. Hello, Shifa. Send it to her on TikTok. Send it to her. My sister, you are not settling. You don't qualify. Because if you did, the type of men that you want would already be in your inbox asking you to marry them.
نار نار سنفجرها برصاصنا نمحوها العار مهلا يا